This is Pulse 95.
Pulse 95.
It's the Morning Majlis. It's the Morning Majlis.
Good morning and welcome back onto the Morning Majlis. Now, if we were to use the term physiognomy, what comes to your mind? And if we were to talk to you about the world of being imprints, we are the imprints or reflections, what would you associate that with? Well, we've got a person, a very important person joining us on the Morning Majlis, an artist, Jawaher Al Khayyal, and she's been showcasing her work at the 1971 Design Space. If you don't know where that is on the Flag Island, and if you're an arts fan, that's a destination for you. So let's start talking about her work, and a very good morning to you, Jawaher.
Hello, good morning.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on air with us. Now, when we first came across this term physiognomy, some people would be thinking that's a very new word. Some people would say, well, we're experts at it, and such as yourself. So talk to us about your research into physiognomy and how has it helped you in your artwork?
Now, Arab physiognomy sciences are linked with intellect, strong foresight, intuition. It allows people who possess these characters or qualities to give quick remarks on people they encounter, things or situations through external clues. For example, in the past, when buying slaves, for example, it helped in recognizing the slave's ethics and potential. Looking back at the way people used to live in the past and observing people in general is actually one of my main sources of inspiration for the different projects that I work on. And I came across the term physiognomy while researching Arab astronomy. And after researching what the term physiognomy or firasa in Arabic meant, I quickly got fascinated in this science, which was once a highly respected science and which we no longer really hear anyone talking about. And I came to realize has not been even properly documented. And so there are very, very few resources on physiognomy in the Arab world. And the more I read about it and the stories where physiognomy proved to be an essential and important part in decision making back in the day, the more I acknowledge the impact of this science, where it was an important survival tool in the desert. I also realized that we still use physiognomy in our lives today, but we no longer identify it as a science, I would say.
Yeah.
So it made sense that we revive the science and to transform it into a design experience.
So in essence, physiognomy is the way that a person's face reflects their character, their values. It's pretty interesting because a lot of people believe in that. I certainly do. I believe that just looking at someone's face, it somehow reveals their essence and their nature. And I don't know how it works. I never looked into it too hard. Can you tell us what made you so interested in physiognomy, and how much have you learned doing all this research about the way that Arabs have done it through the years?
Now, physiognomy, if we Google the term physiognomy itself, you can find out that it's about reading the facial features, but Arab physiognomy encompasses more than just reading the facial features. Actually, it was used to read footprints. If a camel was lost, for example, they can find out if the camel has been stolen or if it has been lost, even if a week or a month has passed by where the camel has been walking. They also use it to find, for example, resources where the water can be located. if someone has stolen an item, they can, for example, read the shadow and find out who that person is or who it could be. So Arab physiognomy is really more than just reading facial features and expressions.
So now we actually now know what physiognomy means, but now let's take it to the next step and trying to discover physiognomy in a spatial experience. And that is with the exhibition that has actually been going on at the 1971 Design Space. And this exhibition is called We Are the Imprints. So let's talk about this exhibition. And can you tell us, who does this exhibition really appeal to, and what is the message behind it?
Well, I believe it appeals to art. It not only appeals to art and design enthusiasts, but also curious thinkers and everyone really visiting Sharjah for the day, whether it's families or everyone.
And what should people expect to see at the exhibition?
Well, the main goal behind this installation was to transform an intangible science into a tangible design experience. And so I want the visitor to live through the experience of a curious physiognomist, searching, thinking, and reflecting their surroundings and the people they come across. Now, I don't want to give too much about what they're going to see or exactly what they're going to experience when they come, but I will keep that for when they actually do come and visit the installation. And I would love to hear what they think or how they felt when they experienced this space.
Amazing. So just as a little bit of a public announcement, when can they go and check it out? Are you going to be down there at some of the days for a bit of a meet and greet to give them a little bit of a tour of the imaginative and curious mind?
Now, I will not be there on most days, but if anyone would like to ask any questions or they can just send me a direct message on Instagram, and I would have the pleasure to discuss it with them.
So in terms of timings, it's still at is the exhibit still there, the design space for us to check it out right after work right now?
Yes. Yes. We Are the Imprints is on until the 30th of November at 1971 Design Space in Flag Island. It is open until 10 p.m., I believe.
It opens at 7 p.m., right? Every day?
No, it
at 10.
Opens, yes,
Okay.
at 10
a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. 10 a.m. until 7, I believe.
Wow, there's lots of time. Like
Yeah.
we finished the Majlis show at 10 a.m., so we're going to be heading over to check it out. Well, Jawaher, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and would love to check out your work, and we'll stay in touch for sure.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you very much.
Well, we were listening to an artist, Jawaher Al Khayyal, who's got her exhibition at the 1971 Design Space called We Are the Imprints. If you'd like to catch this discussion as a podcast, you can do so on SoundCloud and Apple Podcast. The Majlis shall return right after the business headlines, courtesy of Iman Al-Majali.
If you liked this episode of the Morning Majlis, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.